You know, we have a lot of really amazing initiatives going on across the city of Houston to make us all healthier, to make us more fit, but to also allow us to enjoy the city more completely and more intimately and in a different way than we may have in the past. From our vast expansion of our hike and bike trail system to what I'm here to talk about today, which is the launch of our Sunday Streets Houston program, which will be the first open streets pilot program here in the city of Houston. Although I'm calling it a pilot program, I fully expect it to be just as popular as it is in many other cities. We have chosen to have Sunday open streets on White Oak, Westheimer, and Washington Market Square. And this first, let me start that over again. We have chosen the first Sunday streets for White Oak, Westheimer, and Washington Market Square. We're going to open those streets to bicycles and pedestrians only on the first Sundays in April, May, and June, respectively. The streets will be open only to pedestrians and bicyclists from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Open streets aren't just about closing a street down to car traffic. It's about promoting the use of public streets for recreation and physical activity. And as I said earlier, it's a way to acquaint ourselves with what is around those streets in a way that we don't normally experience it as we're rolling along in a car. Open streets originated in Bogota, Colombia over 30 years ago, and the concept has been spreading rapidly to other regions of the world and the United States. It's estimated that there are over 200 large-scale open streets initiatives worldwide, with 90 in the United States, including San Antonio, Salt Lake City, St. Louis, Portland, San Francisco, New York City, and Los Angeles. Sunday Streets Houston is an opportunity for families and neighbors to be outside and celebrate the streets of Houston. The pilot initiative meets many of the goals of my Go Healthy Houston program, encouraging more recreation and physical activity in Houston, but it's also about creating a family-friendly atmosphere. This is not something where you have to buy a ticket, not something where you have to pay admission, not something that requires elaborate equipment or costuming. It can be as simple as coming to a different area of Houston and enjoying the streets in that area with your fellow Houstonians. Many Houstonians use city streets every day, either in a personal vehicle or via public transportation. But Sunday Streets Houston will help people see the city at a different speed and from a different perspective. It will be a safe environment. Obviously, we are closing a segment of these streets for the period of the Sunday streets to pedestrian and bicycle traffic only. But we hope that with our 3-month pilot, that this is something that catches on, that people, not just the millennials, but people of all ages will be excited about the prospect. In St. Louis, I know the city commissioned a study to evaluate how well their Sunday Streets program, their Open Streets program worked. And they determined that 73% of the participants spent money at businesses along the route, and 56% learned about new restaurants, for example. In addition, 89% of participants indicated that their Open Streets program positively changed their feelings about St. Louis. So we think that we'll have absolutely the same effect here in Houston. I know, I guess 3 years ago now, when we started the farmers market out here at City Hall, and it's a cold day today, and the crowds are down, but I know that folks said, it'll never work having a once-a-week farmer's market outside City Hall. Houstonians won't walk over, they won't want to linger and dine outside, it'll be a complete bust. 3 years later, it has become a very successful go-to place to be on Wednesdays. And while cold weather will chase people away, and rain will chase people away, I absolutely assure you that the stultifying heat that we sometimes experience in the summer doesn't dampen enthusiasm at all for our farmers market. And I absolutely believe that the same thing will be true with our Sunday streets. Again, this is part of a range of things we are doing to get Houstonians moving and motivated, but also to introduce Houstonians to each other and new parts of Houston. In a city of more than 640 square miles, we tend to become very familiar with our little area of the city. This is a way, a low-stress way, to experience a completely different part of Houston. And we are starting with areas that are already magnets for activity, particularly this Washington Avenue corridor where we're having our first. It's a hopping place on a Friday night or a Saturday night. We want to show people that it can be a hopping place in the middle of a Sunday afternoon, but in a family-friendly way, not as just a hot restaurant and nightclub area. The organizer on my staff for our Sunday Streets is Laura Spangen, Sustainability Director. Laura, where are you? Right here. But there are a number of other folks who have been involved in this, and the first folks we had to talk to were the merchants and the property owners along the areas where we wanted to do our Sunday Streets to make sure that the stakeholders in those areas were enthusiastic. And so I'm going to invite Laura